God has satisfied me.
God's been satisfying me.
So, how is God satisfying me?
Satisfaction in Christ.
So, I thought that I would first start by looking up the definition of satisfy. So, satisfy means to meet expectations, needs, or desires.
And synonyms for satisfaction to just kind of help me along those lines: contentedness, contentment, delight, enjoyment, gratification, happiness, pleasure are a few of the synonyms that resonated with me.
I think of plans that I have, and that I don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to work out the way that I want them. I can trust God. I can trust His plan. I think about this often with my family, my wife, my kids. I worry about them, their safety, and their well-being a lot. God's been working with me over the past years to trust Him more, to trust that He loves them more than I love them, and that His plans for them are better than my plans for them. And I don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to work out the way that I want it to. In fact, it's probably not going to work out the way that I want it to. And I need to be okay with that. So satisfaction in Christ is being content knowing that His plan is the best plan, and it's probably not going to be the same as my plan. And I'm okay with that.
I realized was that it's not so much as God satisfying me, it's me allowing Him to do so. So if I try to satisfy myself, if I try to meet my own expectations, if I try to be contented with myself, it's going to be a fail every time. I'm going to be sadly disappointed. I'm going to be upset with myself. So if I allow him to satisfy me. So if I say, I pray for certain things, but what you want for me is going to be so much better than what I want for myself. I have to allow God to do that. So
Second area of satisfaction is in my family relationships. I come from a broken family. My children come from a broken family. And I never knew what God had in store for me all of those years. I found contentment living with my kids in my parents' basement. I found contentment in my work. I found contentment and love and nourishment in that time. And then God opened a door for me to marry again. And the satisfaction that has come from my relationship with Jared is immeasurable. To be allowed to step in and love him as if he were my own has been one of the great joys of my life, and the Lord has allowed that.
God's been satisfying me basically by helping me. There have been situations in my life with health where He has given me strength to go through and know that it doesn't matter what's going on personally, it doesn't matter what's going on with health. My God is bigger than my problems. And that confidence has always gotten me through whatever my situation was.
So if I say, I pray for certain things, but what you want for me is going to be so much better than what I want for myself. I have to allow God to do that. So when I read through all the forms of this word, I could very easily put him in that definition, satisfying, giving fulfillment or pleasure associated with this. So I am satisfied with God. I'm satisfied with what he has for me, which is Jesus. If I keep him in front of me, I won't lose my way. I will always be satisfied.
And my children, Sarah Jane and David, the satisfaction that I have in watching what God is doing in their lives. You never know what can happen when you have stress and trauma in a child's life, grief, sorrow and pain, homelessness, financial ruin. And God has redeemed, restored, and our relationship has brought such great satisfaction to me because of what God is doing in them. The doors that he has opened for them, the gifts that he has raised up in them, the promises of God that have not gone unfulfilled in their lives.
I truly feel that all that is good in my life is by his hand in one way or another. I also believe that when I was in those dark places, he was there to protect me. And if anyone listening to this feels that they are in a dark place and they can't recover from it, trust me, you can. If you have any questions, you want to come talk to me, feel free. Come to church here. I will listen, I will talk, whatever you want.
What he has for me is so much better than what I have for myself. And I didn't always think this. It's probably within the last year that I've figured that out. That absolutely I can make plans for myself and I can ask for things and I can wish for things. But he already has it figured out for me. And if I let him satisfy me, he will not let me down ever. And he doesn't let me down ever.
Of sustaining myself during those times, but it gave me the freedom to find a church where I could actually get closer to God in the process. It seems that everywhere I look, if I actually open my eyes and look, I'm being satisfied through God in Christ more than I ever realized.